Okay, Internet world, welcome to my kitchen. I am the Drunken Chef. This is the third episode of Drunken Chef, and tonight we are going to make a fajita frittata. Alright, well, a frittata really is nothing more than just a big baked omelet. So it's, really good after you've had some drinks, when you want kind of breakfasty, lunchy, dinnery kind of stuff. Eggs are great in the morning, and fajitas are really good when you're drunk. So here's what we're going to do. I got about half a pound or so of boneless, skinless chicken breasts, diced up pretty small so it cooks quickly. I'm going to throw that in my non-stick skillet here. And since I touched raw chicken, I need to wash my hands. Alright, now the thing is with a frittata, you have to use a really good non-stick skillet. And what you want to do is spray the sides down really well, and you'll see why in just a little bit. Alright, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this chicken now. You need to season every layer because anything new you put in will just pull seasoning, so you need to season everything new you put in. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. Alright, now while that chicken starts to cook, I'm going to start building the fajita flavors here. So I've got here some chili powder. I'm going to put in a good palmful, maybe 2 tablespoons. Now here I have some cumin. A little bit less, maybe a teaspoon or 2. And just a little bit of oregano. If you have Mexican oregano, that's great, but I generally don't get Mexican oregano, so plain old oregano is fine. And put just a pinch, just a little pinch, cayenne pepper in for heat. Alright, now that chicken started sauteing for a while, I have, just like you would in a fajita, some diced peppers and onions. Those are going to go in. Let's have the tin out of the way. And look at another ingredient, so just a little bit more salt and pepper. A couple grinds of pepper. Now, all that sautés together for a while, I'm going to build the egg base here. So what I have here is probably about 7 or 8 large eggs. What I'm going to do is add just a little bit of plain Greek yogurt. You can also use sour cream for this, but I've grown quite fond of the Greek yogurt as of late. I find it just a little bit tangier and a little bit more flavorful, and it's much thicker than sour cream. Now what this is going to do is add some dairy and make this whole thing almost like a custard. course, like I said, season every layer. A little salt and pepper to the egg mixture. Salt. A little pepper. And just for fun, just to reinforce the flavor, I'm going to add just a little chili powder to the egg mixture. I'm going to take this and whisk it all together. Should be lucky to have a whisk if there's no dirty nibbler around to steal it. And kind of leave mashed potatoes around. Now, when this is about a minute or two away from done, you want to add a couple of cloves worth of minced garlic, a couple of teaspoons if you have the jarred minced garlic like I'm using. Don't want that to cook too long. Garlic can burn very easily and it turns very, very bitter. It sucks. So, what I do is I let this cook a minute or so with the garlic. And then just turn it off. Now, what I have here is some queso fresco. It's a Mexican crumbling cheese. It doesn't have a ton of flavor, but it's just a little bit salty. It's kind of like a Parmesan mixed with a farmer cheese. So what I'm going to crumble this all in. It doesn't ever really melt right. So what happens is when you eat the frittata later on, you're going to have little pockets of cheesy deliciousness. And I guess the floor wanted a little bit of cheese too. That big piece that fell, that's fine. Somebody's getting a nice little chunk of cheese there. Alright, so now I've crumbled a bunch of cheese in. I'm going to give it one last quick stir. And I'm going to take this nice egg and yogurt and seasoning mixture. Just pour it in. Give one quick little stir. Now you need to make sure the pan that you've done this in is oven safe. I have the oven preheated at 325. We're going to pop this bad boy in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes till the egg's set. And we'll be back and plate it up and have some awesome drunken deliciousness. We'll be back. Alright, we are back to Drunken Chef. Well, apparently my timing was off. I told you guys 12 to 15 minutes on that. I had mine in at 325, checked it at 12 to 15, was not done. So I'm going to tell you guys, depending on pan size, how many eggs you use, etc., 20 to 30 minutes. Anyway, this has been in, I don't know, maybe 25 minutes or so. We're going to take it out and see what we can do with it. Oh, look at that. Golden brown, gorgeous, delicious. Get it close up to that, Gail.
Yum, yum. think that was a little bit too much of a close-up there. It's all for me.
You can have it if you wish. Anyway, this here needs to just cool down just a little bit. You don't need to let it go too long, but just a little bit, just to set up. So, what I'm going to do now is promote Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale. That's what this episode of Drunken Chef has been sponsored by. Delicious. So what I'm going to do now, I have a rubber spatula here. It's basic common kitchen dollar store rubber spatula. I'm just going to go around the edge just to make sure it's loose. That's why I told you use a non-stick pan and lube it up real well earlier. Now, going to get a dinner plate. If all goes well, we're going to hope. This is always on a whim and a prayer. You flip it over. Dinner plate down, take it off. Look at that. How freaking delicious does that look? I have to dig through the miscellaneous utensil. Or no, get a close up of this. Look at this thing. Look at this. It's a mess. It's horrifying.
I think the drawer's drunk.
The drawer
Either
is
that
drunk.
or they're having an orgy.
Yeah, really. It really is. It's like a kitchen utensil orgy. But anyway. Got myself a nice little pie server here. I'm going to grab real quick a knife. Now, like I say every week, kids, don't try this at home. Anyway, I'm going to cut this into pie-like segments. So I'm going to cut this in half. I'm just going to cut a wedge out of it. And now, get your plate. Pie server. Now, all I did here was took some store-bought salsa and just put it in a little cup. Just heated it for a minute in the microwave. I didn't want to get it hot. I just wanted to take the chill off of it. Don't want it to be refrigerator cold. Spoon that over. And we taste. That tastes just like a fajita. I mean, it really does. It tastes just like a fajita. If you went to a Mexican restaurant, got a fajita, even the egg, it feels like it takes on like the quality of the tortilla. It feels like the bread component. It really does. Wow, what a great taste. But anyway, I'm going to finish eating this, and I'm going to feed my awesome camera girl, Gail. And I have a new motto for Drunken Chef. If I can do this in this condition, imagine what you can do sober. Have a great night. Drunken Chef out.